Hey everyone, it's Ryder from Skip. I hope you're doing well. It's Saturday, July 10th. Important video today, a lot of news to cover. New targeted and supplemental EIDL grant data is out showing the progress over the past week. Some encouraging signs, but a few surprises as well. Earlier this week, I talked about the EIDL loan increase approval process. That was a must-watch video. In case you didn't see that, I'll give a quick update here. It shows you exactly what to expect in the final steps before getting that EIDL loan increase approved, signed, and in your bank account. The SBA wants more people to apply for the Shuttered Venue Operators Grant. So much funding is left in this, so I'm going to review this very quickly, just in case you or someone you know may be eligible. Tons of money here. Speaking of, I did a scathing report on the RRF this past week where I looked at the data comprehensively on why this program was so flawed in both how it was designed and how it was executed, leaving hundreds of thousands left out. You know, if you Google RRF recipients, that post is right at the top of Google, along with our RRF grant lookup. Thanks so much for tuning in. Be sure to hit subscribe. It really helps our entire team so much, and it helps us continue to do our in-depth research here every single day. Like this video so others see it, and be sure to watch until the end. I have 2 bonus posts to share at the end of this video, which will be helpful. Let me start with the Shuttered Venue Operators Grant. $16 billion to shuttered venues was approved in the last relief package. Here are the latest numbers from this past week. $2 billion has been dispersed. Yes, there are around 800 new applications and 3,000 in review, but still only around 10% of funding for this has been allocated, as opposed to the RRF, which has been completely wiped out. By the way, this is the post we put up earlier this week. 2/3 of RRF applicants received 0 funding. Thousands had their funding rescinded. Many of you have commented on that because you were publicly listed. To make things even worse, if you were one of these 3,000 approved restaurants, you were listed in the government database as having received the RRF, yet you never got that grant. Many of you reported that. You know, that was a major blow to so many of you. And we went in detail on the policy design, how it was so flawed, the fact that this would cover the business loss between 2019 and 2020, and that you could get up to $10 million. You know, which 300 businesses got between $5 million and $10 million? That could have been significantly reallocated. Anyway, I'll leave a link to that RRF post down below because it's become very popular, many people sharing it and talking about this analysis we did on Twitter. Another reason to subscribe. You know, this took me a full day last weekend to go through all the numbers, and I'm going to do the same for the EIDL loans and grants once we get that data. So for all of you waiting for that, if you want to see similar in-depth analysis for the other programs, let me know in the comments, or you can just show your support by subscribing. So today the SBA released this, why your Shuttered Venue Operators Grant application is ineligible, to basically republish who's eligible and who's not eligible. Here's who is: must be fully operational on February 29, 2020, must be currently open, in operation, or as applicant currently representing any live talent, must demonstrate at least 25% reduction in gross earned revenue. This is a long list of criteria on the types of businesses. So if you think even peripherally you or someone you know may be eligible for this Shuttered Venue Operator, live agent, live events funding, take a look because there's still so much money there. These are grants, and there's a long way to go. I will leave a link to this below as well. By the way, we have new grants and funding both on our app and on the website. Here's how the website looks. Click Grants and Funding Tracker. You'll see the latest roundup we did 2 days ago, which has more grants and loans, including a new Google grant, a new Angel Investment Group, a new Business of the Year award. Again, a handful of new ones here. HelloSkip.com/membership to get 2 weeks free. So there's nothing to lose there. Link is right below as well. You know, there's a lot of stock market news this past week too. We cover this from time to time when I think it's important for you. The week ended strong thanks to big tech. Here's how Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon right here at the top compared to the rest of the S&P 500. And this time frame is over the past month. So big stocks are growing quickly. We often know that the big guys keep getting bigger. Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Netflix, Tesla, all pushed the broader index into new highs when things ended yesterday. We're keeping an eye on that. We know many of you have been investing over the past year, or at least thought about this and have wanted to stay up to date. We did an in-depth post today on our blog, Cryptocurrency, the Future of Finance, or a Failure Waiting to Happen. This is one of the 2 extra posts I wanted to call your attention to because it's a great in-depth piece by Dan on our team, going over some of the basics, but also what the concerns are and what you should know whether you're bullish or not on crypto and you're trying to think strategically about how to invest in the future. We put up some other great finance posts this past week on our app. It's free on Google Play and the App Store. Just search for Hello Skip. And we just put this up too for people who are thinking about traveling, especially international travel in the coming months. Why your passport renewal could derail your vacation plans. You should go read the post, but 2 things I'll say here. The Department of State renewals are way behind. So if you have a passport, take a look at your expiration date. Consider renewing early because things are backlogged. You should always have at least around 9 months validity because a lot of countries enforce a 6 months validity. I did an in-depth video on passport renewals a couple weeks ago. I'll link to that right above. Okay, to end today on the targeted EIDL advance approvals. 20,000 new approvals over the past week. The current total right here, 271,182. Targeted advance dollars funded, over $2.2 billion. Here's how each state looks. Still not very much movement, especially when I look at Delaware, less than 600 approvals based on population size. A lot of these still show discrepancies. There are still a handful of states that have under 1,000 targeted advance approvals. Maine has under 700. New Hampshire under 700, Rhode Island under 900, West Virginia under 700, Utah under 1,000. That is surprising, actually. They've had a lot of business growth overall over the past several years. But all this data is right here. You can see the latest state approvals. And of course, supplemental now, we are getting close to 200,000 approvals in supplemental. We're at 193,000 approvals. That's up from 169,000 the week before. You can also take a look state by state, see what's happening here. See, if you're still waiting for one, you can take a look at your state. I'll scroll down here. New York, almost 24,000 supplemental advances have been given out. Pennsylvania, almost 6,000. Texas, almost 15,000. So there's progress, but like I've said in the past, if you're lucky enough to have received a targeted advance and qualified under the low-income community provision, chances are good that you've also gotten an extra $5,000. Okay, it's over 2/3 of people who've gotten the targeted that have also gotten the extra $5,000 supplemental. Progress is still good, so if you are still waiting, do not give up hope. Same for the EIDL loan increases. I reported on that earlier in the week. The SBA has told us a few times they're picking up the pace. Thanks so much for tuning in. Go check out all the links I mentioned right below. Most importantly, thanks so much for supporting us and our independent research by hitting subscribe and liking this video. Stay well, stay healthy, have a great rest of the weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow.